We got a special guest, hip hop history right now. He go by Gnu Roxwell. We're gonna chop it down from his upbringing, from where he's from, how was he raised. We're gonna break it down to how he was introduced to the hip hop culture, how he was a poet, and how he landed on Def Poetry Jam, some of the ups and downs on the industry, and we're gonna break down how he sprayed did a spray paint backdrop for Chris Brown's Billboard Music Award performance, and how he transitioned into a social worker and being more involved with the youth to be mentor to the greats like Tupac Shakur and others, to his new book he has out right now called Under the Influence. I'm gonna introduce y'all to the one and only got New Roxwell. Give it up, give it up.
Was good.
What's going on with you, man? Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Chilling. I'm good. I'm good, man.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna take it from the beginning. If you don't mind, we're gonna go all the way back and let the people know where you come from, your hometown, what was your upbringing like, your household, things of that nature.
I'm from LA. Kind of all over LA. First Compton, and then kind of just nomadic around the city. Um, I feel like my upbringing is kind of a typical thing. It's a single mom. Latchkey kid
Okay,
type vibe.
okay, I feel you. That's what's up. So, how'd you get introduced to our culture?
Well, shit. Can I cuss on here? Is it
Yeah,
um
go ahead. We keeping it real. Go
all
ahead.
right, all right. When I was growing up, hip hop was just the landscape, you know what I mean? I was a teenager in the 90s, and elementary school in the 80s, so hip hop was all around me. I started rapping probably. I used to freestyle as like a little kid, like elementary school freestyling. But then I feel like I started rapping in middle school, um, during like the native tongue era and all that. So that's kind of my roots. At the core of me is the hip hop culture. So I was in the spray painting and all that. I still do like murals and stuff like that. Yeah, the whole vibe. So
Okay, that's what's up. So, like you said, like I said earlier, we was gonna talk about how you landed on Def Poetry Jam, and I was gonna say like, what was you influenced to do more first, the poetry or the whole rapping or hip hop type of vibe?
I mean, I feel like I'm an MC first because that's what I was pursuing before. But my like I said, I was more influenced by like native tongue and all that. So for me, yeah, I feel like I'm more on the conscious side of rapping. So hip hop kind of moved on in the mainstream and moved on for that. So as it moved on from that, then I found myself in the spoken word scene because it's more people trying to listen to what you saying more than how the vibe or the beat is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I moved into the spoken word scene like
Okay,
that, and really like I came up through the poetry lounge. Anybody in the poetry scene or that live in LA know like the poetry lounge is the main spot on the West Coast. Um, so I was a slam poet for the Poetry Lounge, like competing in the national slams and stuff like that. It kind of Def Poetry Jam got they idea really out of the Poetry Lounge. It's a lot of celebrities used to come through the Poetry Lounge and stuff like that. So when that came along, of course, it's a lot of us out of the lounge that ended up doing Def Poetry Jam.
okay. What with you being involved in the Def Poetry Jam, what connections did you get out of that? Like um going on with your career as far as what you already had going on.
Shit, honestly, it wasn't. I met a lot of cool people. Like I met Mos Def, I met Jill Scott, met Smokey Robinson, which was real cool because he was like a real cool dude, and that's somebody like I was a little kid. My mom was listening to that, you know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy to be like waiting in the green room with Smokey Robinson, like chopping it up. That was kind of crazy. Felicia Rashad, but in a sense, I feel like that whole thing, like even like I did voiceover work for like a Disney movie. That whole space is like you live in where you go do something where the people around you feel like it's a big deal. You know what I mean? But you come back home and I was working at Kinko's at the
Mm-hmm.
time. So you go out, you fly out, do this big event, and then you come back and do this business as
Mm-hmm.
usual. Um, so I don't really feel like I made no big connections off of that. Um, and really, in all honesty, like I wasn't like really in a high pursuit to like try to push my career as a poet. Just because I felt like I was always an MC, so I was just trying to get back to the music. But I'd have a producer at the time because everybody was more off of trying to do like club hits, and I don't know, I was kind of a knucklehead at the time. All I wanted to do was conscious rap. You know what I mean? So it,
Yeah.
the spaces wasn't really working out. And then I found myself more focused on the community thing and the social work thing. So yeah,
Okay,
my
okay. I don't mean to stop you. I don't mean to cut you off right there, OG. But I'm gonna break it down one more section before we get into how you switched over
yeah, for sure,
to
for
the
sure.
social working. Okay. So like okay, like you said, like you just said, you told people that yeah, when I was doing these things for the industry, everybody else thought it was a big deal. But right after that, I go back to my actual life reality. Can
Right.
you tell the youth right now, today, that's striving and doing things you was back in the day, like the ups and downs of the industry, the back end that they don't see?
Well, yeah, I think,
You feel
man,
me?
that's like a loaded question. There's so much to it. And I think the industry has changed a lot. You know what I mean? So it's so many different directions you could go in. I feel like some of the lessons I learned might not even be relevant today just because of all the independent lanes that's out right now. You know what I mean? Um,
Okay.
yeah. I would say like one main thing I would say that I feel like I in hindsight I would have did different when I was younger. Like I was shopping to deal with Def Jam. But you know, like I said, I wanted to rap about what I wanted to rap about. And at the time, like you know, Bad Boy was the big deal. Like Puffy and Mace was the big deal. And that just really wasn't my thing. Like you know, dancing around and all that stuff. That wasn't my thing. Um, and so Def Jam's thing was like, yeah, you got bars. Like we like the way you rap, but we need the singles. And you know, at the time, I'm like backpack rapper. You know what I mean? I'm all about hip hop the culture, not hip hop the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at a crossroads with that and just wanted to do what I wanted to do. Whereas I didn't understand that you could do both, which is I feel like what Kanye
Mm-hmm.
was successful at doing is that he still, you know, he gave us college dropout. He was still able to kind of be like the backpack rapper while still doing like the industry thing too. Um,
Right.
and, you know, I wish I would have had an open mind to see that. And so I would to young cats coming up, I would just say be more open minded and like listen to the feedback people give you. Because oftentimes we could just be stuck on our vision and anybody say anything other than that, then we just y'all just you ain't hearing me, you don't know where I'm coming from, and I'm gonna just be on my own thing. But sometimes you could take,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you just gotta chew on it and see what you can do with what the people saying, you know.
Yeah, that was a hell of a response to that question. I'm definitely got a lot of game off of that one. But okay, like talk about like you said, you were spray painting and like I said earlier, you did the backdrop for Chris Brown's Billboard's
Yeah.
Music Awards performance. Tell us like how that process came about and how did you even get called for that event?
Oh man, I mean, I was it's kind of like a in the right place at the right time kind of situation because I mean, I do murals and stuff, and we used to have this spot out here called 33 and the third. It was a paint shop where we pick up spray paint, but they also had space in the back where they let certain artists post up and work in the back and like work on pieces. And fortunately, I was one of those artists that they used to let come in the back and like work on pieces. So I was back there working on a piece. It was like I think I was doing like a Marvin Gaye portrait or something like that. And then this dude that worked with Chris Brown at the time, I'm trying to remember the dude's name. Um, I can't remember the dude's name, but however it was, he was the dude that was working with Chris Brown. Little did I know Chris Brown paint, like Chris Brown is into graffiti and all that. So dude was like, yeah, you know, I got this opportunity. If you into it, it's for Chris Brown. He was doing the Billboard Awards or whatever. So he was like, hit me up or whatever. I hit him up. I sent them some more pictures of my pieces, and he had me come out and paint. So I got another crew member of mine because the thing was big. It was like this skateboard thing that they had going on at the time. But yeah, we rocked that, and that was cool. But I didn't ever even get to meet Chris. I was supposed to go meet him, but when I was going to the studio to meet him, I had my daughters with me. They was like little at the time, like 6 and 7 or whatever. And dude was like, "Yeah, like you can't bring the kids though." Like,
Okay.
so that was that or whatever. But I mean, it was
Okay.
a
That's
cool
what's up.
opportunity still. And I think that's that
Hell
thing too,
yeah.
right? Like I think that's that um I was just on some family man vibe, you know what I mean? So like what I would tell a youngster is like be clear on what you want your path to be. Cause I don't really feel like I was clear on that. I never like just set off like, all right, I know what I want to do. I want to be in the music industry and I'm gonna do this. I never really did that. It was like, all right, I could rap. I like making music. Yeah, it was like something I'm doing on the side, but at the same time, I'm doing other life stuff. In a way that other life stuff, like I said, I was picking up my daughters from school. I got my daughters with me. Um, had I been like, no, I'm gonna do this industry thing, I probably wouldn't even started a family first. You know what I mean? Um,
Damn. Damn.
I mean,
Okay.
just being
Shit.
honest, like, because once
Yeah.
you got family involved, all that tour, that was one thing. Um, because like the poetry thing was picking up and like going and touring with that and doing the colleges and all that stuff. It was dope, like flying all over the country. But once I had my first daughter, like it wasn't working like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, and just the type of dude I am. I
Yeah.
know it's some people that'd be like they still go out and just leave the kids at home. But I mean, I just ain't cut that way. You know what I mean? So you got
Right.
to decide from the jump, like which way you gonna go, because it ain't easy.
That's
Like even I got other
that's a
partners
real
that, yeah, I mean it's real, it's grown shit. You know what I mean? Like I
right,
got
right. Cause like as we speak right now, I got a daughter on the way. So that shit hit home. So
oh damn, right.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, my other buddy, we was just talking the other day because he went on tour with like Erica Badu and stuff like that. It was crazy because like same thing, like his lady got pregnant right then. And he had this opportunity to go on tour, and he's like going to other countries and stuff with with big, not like Erica Badu, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you ain't really trying to pass that up.
Right. Right.
But he on tour and his lady's giving
Right.
birth. You know what I mean? And she need him
Yeah.
home, and he like,
Man.
but you know I'm doing this music
Man.
thing, and it kind of like killed the relationship.
Man.
You know what I mean? So
Right. Ooh, that shit get deep, but hey, we're gonna pass on from that. We're gonna get on to the next topic.
for sure.
So so let's talk about, like you said, being involved with the youth. I wanted to ask you, with all your history in the industry, when all right, I'm gonna take a step back and transition and be more of a social worker for the community and be more involved with the youth.
Yeah, for me, honestly, that even came through art because, like I said, I was doing the whole spoken word thing, and the cool thing on the spoken word scene is that you got more people that's like active in the community. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I got invited to like speak with kids at like a juvenile hall. So I was going regularly, like just doing like workshops with the kids in the halls, trying to like change the way they view things or just give them an outlet or whatever. And when
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that, it just kind of lit a fire under me because like I saw my family in them, I saw my homies I grew up with in them, and it was like an opportunity to give back, like give words of wisdom, stuff I wish I would have known to tell the homies at the time, you know. So yeah, I just started doing that a lot, and then my homegirl, her mom's was a attorney at this children's law center. It's a law firm that they service. They're the attorneys for all the foster youth in Southern California. Um, and she thought I'd be good working
Yeah.
for them because they needed people that can connect with the youth and stuff like that. Because a lot of the social workers they got like the academic thing, but they don't really connect with the youth like that. To where the kids will trust them and open up to them. So I moved into that space, and that was really eye-opening because as a poet, I feel like we get on stage and we always like critiquing society and talking about the system and this and that. But when you actually like work in this system and then you see like what's really going on, that opened my eyes to a lot. So I ended up going back to school from there, like studying psychology. Um, and my thing has always been trying to give back to my community. So even the things that I was learning, working on the job and studying in school, I started trying to package that into like my lyrics. That's how I ended up writing the book, Under the Influence, where hip hop meets psychology, because it was my attempt to take everything that I was learning and try to bring it back to the community. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Yeah, we was. I mean, since you got into the book, let's talk about the book Under the Influence, and let's speak on, like you just said, how you came about. Let's speak about, like, how long did it take to create, and where can we find
oh shit, it took way longer than what I thought it was gonna take, that's for sure. Because the book is actually it's like coupled with an album. Um, and so it was
it? Okay.
easy to write the album, right? Because like on I rap, I, I write when I'm driving, you know what I mean? Like that's just kind of like freestyling and coming up with rhymes, but like writing a book is way different. And it was like pouring out all these thoughts, but then how do you organize it? Um, and it's really
Mm-hmm.
like a concept piece. So like um yeah, it was a lot to it, but it ended up taking me a few years to actually get it out. So it kind of killed the whole momentum and all that in terms of like, putting
Mm-hmm.
out material and stuff like that because it took way longer than what I thought it was gonna take. But
Right.
but yeah, I feel like it was dope once it was done. It was the first time I tried to do that, like to write a book and all of that. So and I got good feedback back from it, you know what I mean? It's available
Mm-hmm.
on my website. It's GNU.com. And I mean, honestly, like for ebooks and all that stuff, it's available. Um, BarnesandNobles.com or Amazon.com,
Okay.
anywhere really that you can get ebooks is available at all them spots. But I do the physical copies through my
Right. See,
website.
okay,
It,
because
it cut
I
out. I couldn't hear.
seen you went through. Okay, I seen you went through Book Baby, and I actually did my research on that because I'm involved in trying to make audio book. It's pretty much done, but I'm trying to like piece it together, like you were saying. So I didn't even know Book Baby was a resource. So you actually put me on that, you know. So I just want to tell you I am on the show. I appreciate you for putting me on game with the
Oh
whole Book
yeah,
Baby
this
situation.
it's also like it's also editing services like that. I'm trying to think, did I find the editing service through Book Baby? Because I was like a little while now, but it's professional editing services too. Like, so I mean, I don't know what stage you are, but like it's always good to all
I'm
kind of
pretty much
English
at the
majors that I
complete stage.
you say, huh?
Okay. I said I'm pretty much at the completed stage. I'm trying to
Oh
like
yeah,
put it
that's
together now. Like, yeah,
yeah, well, like,
yeah,
yeah,
so
a
yeah.
Book Baby is cool. I mean, it's probably other services now because it's stuff popping up all over the place. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's a beginning spot.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Before we get out of here, we definitely got to talk about how I did some research and it was saying that you pretty much mentor Tupac Shakur. Tell me
No, I
about
didn't. No,
that.
no, no, no. Yeah, that I didn't mentor
Okay.
too much. Bach is older than well, would have been older than
Okay.
me actually. Nah, I worked with Layla
Okay.
Steinberg, and she was his first manager. So like he
Oh, okay.
actually I worked with her in the same capacity that he used to work with her up in Oakland. So like before we all knew him as like, Tupac, he was doing the same kind of stuff like in the community, after school programs, working with the youth, with her. So it's this organization called AIM. It used to be Assemblies in
Okay.
Motion, but basically they go out and like build with the youth, do writing workshops and stuff like that. So he used to do that with her, and and she was like trying to help him get his career off when when he was with Digital Underground and all that stuff. So by the time he moved
Oh,
with Death Row and all that, she fell back because Death Row wasn't really like the energy that she was really rocking with, you know what I mean? But
okay.
so I think
I
that's where
feel
that, I don't know, wherever you found that information, that's probably where
you.
where the tide came in.
Okay. Okay. Okay, man. Before you get out of here, first off, I want to say I thank you very much for all your time, all your game and wisdom you just gave to the audience.
For sure.
But let them know before you get out of here. Let people know that's on their way up or feeling like they done came so far and it's not where they need and they not where they need to be at in life or in a career. Let them know like some encouraging and motivational words to keep going.
Oh man, I'm gonna say it worked. All it take is discipline. Like you gotta come up with your daily plan before even putting out product. That's what I wish I would have known before too. Cause I was real like sporadic, and I release something, then I go live life, and then I go work on something. Um, you just gotta figure out what you want to do from the jump, and then sit down and create your plan for the year. When you're gonna release stuff, work on stuff, like map it out, and then work your plan. Um, and then it works, you know what I mean? But you got to work the plan. Um, that's really all it is. Don't get discouraged because nothing ever goes exactly to plan. But if you work in the plan, I mean, it's just like a football game or a basketball game. You know what I mean? Every time they set a play, the play might not go exactly how they want it to go, but then they go back to the huddle and set up a new play and play the game. So
For sure, man. Like I said, OG, appreciate the game, man. If you before you get out of here, let them know like where they can find you on all social media platforms. And we out. Until next time.
Yeah, for sure. So it's GNU on all social media platforms. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everything is /GNU, which is GAKNEW. And the website too is GNU.com. So like my artwork, like paintings, the music, the book, it's all there. So thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. It's very real. All right, till next time. Much love. All right, like you said, I was the one and only GNU Rockwell. Y'all can find him on all social media platforms. Go support his movement under the influence. Um, Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like this episode on our Facebook right now. Follow us on Instagram, official Real Convos Pod, IG, YouTube, Real Conversations Podcast Network. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor app, Anchor.fm app. And we appreciate y'all. Till next time. Much love.